Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning, the 7th, guys, and it is now into fall trading. I mean, it's not fall. I know it's still summer, but after Labor Day, the market changes considerably. We should see considerably different liquidity and market behavior, and I can already see it sitting here right now. Look at that. 4,000s sitting at every level in the 10-year. Yeah, this is looking nice. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, folks. So we're gonna have a real market today. Let's go to the charts and see what they did over the weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I always have a hard time following. There it is. I wish that it would open them up in the same order. Okay, so ES. Well, on Friday, we had that huge jobs report that missed big time, and the S&P 500 got creamed. Now, over the weekend, they did recover that amount, and maybe now they're kind of down on the downside. So I don't think that we have had the final say of this. But we'll see what happens. Now, the treasuries were so effing weird. So here, they moved up initially, that suggesting that growth wasn't that good and that rates couldn't rise. But then ultimately, they ended up lower. Now, one thing in that report was that there was a 0.6 increase in average hourly earnings. That might have been part of it. But I also think that maybe they think that, hey, it doesn't matter what the economic conditions are. They're going to taper. Those rises are probably going to come. I don't know. Because, look, we are like significantly lower here now. Rates are rising. Just reading the reports and everything this morning, it sounds like that there's some supply coming out into the market, so that's having an effect. Also, the credit impulses are coming out, and so that is raising rates as well. So yes, and I mean, if we come back over here, just know in the 10-year there, right? They are a solid. They're a solid 7 basis points higher. All right. Oil, struggling here a little bit still. I seem to recall there being a piece of news on oil, but I don't recall what it is. But it's been a mover lately. Gold and silver taking a hit as well. Still back to the 1800 level, but that's a little discouraging. But Copper still, kind of treading water here. And if we come over here into the currencies, one of the big things that we're seeing is that dollar. That dollar getting strong. Look, it got destroyed after the news, but then look, everything's higher. So it's like everything is like ignoring last Friday. Isn't that interesting? And then Bitcoin did take a little bit of a jump over the weekend. 5,200, they came back, but hey, you know what? You take what you get over there. Ethereum kind of starting to follow Bitcoin maybe a little bit more closely here. I think one of the big things that's going on is this Solara is like really picking up. It's interesting how quickly something will come up out of nowhere, but Solara does solve a lot of the big Bitcoin problems, so we should expect it to do well, right? Okay, I'm looking at this over here and I realize that we've got a couple of things to fix here. Doesn't need the price column doesn't need to be nearly as big. I fixed that. That should probably give us plenty of room here to do our thing. Ah, yes. Look at that. Now, how should I... Looks like once again we're only getting volume in the 10-year. Not a whole lot though. Oh wait, am I on? Oh, I'm on 0921. That would explain that one. Let me see here. If I turn on the orders here for this. Okay, it is on the sim account. I just want to see if I'm giving it enough room there. I think so. How should I do this, guys? Because that actually gave me too much room. Okay, well, let's switch them over first, shall we? Let's see here. If the Ninja Trader is all fixed up, right? Yep, there's nothing to roll over in Ninja Trader. Okay. Something about switching these over, I guess, messed things up. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, here it is. 921, 0921. No, we should be on 1221. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. We should be on 0921. No, that's correct. 0921 is correct. Because they're not quarterly, they're monthly. Well, I'm just going to give this a little bit more room here. Like that. That should be good for now. Yeah, how'd things go? You finished with all of your outdoor improvements, Susie? Good morrow. Oh, man. Okay. Hey, do you think we should start the... Well, I don't know if I really want to do that today. On Fridays, you should remind me on Fridays to do the Discord live stream. Okay, so. Oh, that's right. I never sorted out how to fit in the 6J in here. I could get rid of that. That might help a little bit. Oh, no, that doesn't help very much. Oh, you know what? That does not need to be nearly that big. There we go. Okay, close. Close. Well, that didn't help either, does it? I'm just going to take a little bit out of the volume profile over here. That should give us a little bit. That should give us enough room. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Roof is done. Spent the last weekend off of the last wall. I had to do texturing and trim as well as moving 150 pounds of turtle tank and water in the house. Oh, you have a large turtle tank, huh? I would like to have a fish tank. Do you think? I've been thinking, of getting rid of that. The problem is that freaking hutch. Like, we kind of need it. Like, there's like figurines my wife has made and stuff like that. So like that kind of has to be somewhere, but I don't know where where else you would put it. There's really nowhere else to put it. And yeah, but I would like to get rid of it and maybe like put a couch or a fish tank there. I think it'd be cool to have a tropical fish tank there. Well, this market is just like one way. I'm looking at it. It's hard for me. But we're at a level in the 10-year that we were at like the 26th. This is where we were at, like right after the rollover, essentially. I just showed me a picture. Oh wow! Oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! He's got a pet snapping turtle. Well, those things scare me, man. I've never seen one in real life, but everything that I hear about them, those scare me. Those scare me. Did you catch that? Where did he come from? Oh, now you bought it from a breeder. People breed? Wait, people breed snapping turtles? Okay. Eats small children. It's a dinosaur, so it's flawed. Eats small children. Oh, man. I can't believe of course. They breed snapping turtles? Of course they do, Seth. Of course they breed snapping turtles. wait. He says, okay, hear me out here. All right. Let's not judge. Oh, man. Hey, look, we're getting a little bit of reversion in the 10-year here. Alligator snapping turtles are a threatened species in some states, so the place I bought it from is an operation that promotes breeding for the sake of the species. Oh, is it really a threatened species? I wonder why it's a threatened species. Is it because it's not? Here's the thing with endangered species. Some species that are endangered because they're just not very successful. You know what I mean? That happens. Okay, I need to increase this by 1 pixel. Can I do it? I think I got it. Good. How long will this snapping turtle breeder stock and champion turtle? How long will he live? Is he a he or a she? How does one know the turtle knows, but how do we know? In Florida, it is illegal to capture them in the wild. As of 2010, semi-turtle is considered pre-ban. Oh, real? Oh, now that's really interesting. The place I bought it from. Couldn't buy another one. I'd be breaking the law. The black-footed ferret is endangered because its primary diet is prairie dog, and they were decimated by farmers and a virus. Really? Interesting. So I'm looking here and I'm wondering, should we be buying the treasury? Because given how much it moved overnight here and that we're in the regular session and everything, I wouldn't be surprised to see it move quite a bit. But, oh man, do I not have my little... Okay. Need to pull out the ES Vista chart here. There we go. All right. Well, that's going to be a pain in the butt. But you know what? It doesn't matter because the thing that I really care about is the delta anyways. And let's see here. I was doing an interval of like 30, I think. So we try that. I don't know what the deal was, but when I shut things down on last Friday, it screwed up my Jigsaw workspace like big time. So, oh, look at this. Like these two don't match here. What is this? This one is the MES is 9 and the ES is 11. But I think it should be 9. Like that. Like that. Oh, interesting. That gives us a little bit more room to work here. And you know what else? I should make these ones are 12, right? 16. So I'm going to make this 6J16. I'm going to make this 16 over here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. That, and then I should be able to have like the full numbers on there at least. If not, okay. And then I'm going to expand this so I can see that a little bit better. Yeah. All right. And the volume profile, to be honest with you. And this one's volume profile, just a tad. That looks a little bit better. I'm liking that a little bit more. Juliet Ferret passed away last week. Did you not? I am no longer to say I am a ferret. Oh, I will not have animals again. That's so sad, Win. Having an alligator snapping turtle, it's almost guaranteed to outlive you. Really? So you who will take care of it for you? I have this dog. I mean, I feel bad for feeling this way, but one of my two dogs is really old and I wish he would just die. He's like, I have to put a diaper on him now because he just pees everywhere. He can like barely get up the stairs. Well, it's not like he can barely get up the stairs, but it's a struggle for him to get up the stairs outside. Yeah. Ferrets are exotic pets. I can't travel easily without them. Yeah. You know what? Like if so I have the bird, right? Here's the thing. I wanted to get a bird And my ex, she had parakeets, so we went just to get parakeets. And I just wanted to see the bigger birds, just to see them out. I was just messing around. I didn't want to actually get one. And then all of a sudden, she absolutely wanted to have this bird. Yeah. And so we got the bird. And then when she left, she wasn't able to take him with her. So like, I was stuck with the bird. And I don't feel like that the bird, this is the best place for the bird. Because kids, kids, that circle turner needs to be way up. Maybe 8. I wonder if I come in here to ES and I had one that's like night vision, right? Night vision. There we go. Well, it's kind of telling me that the size over there in the ES is not very good. Interval width of 30 is not enough. Oh, no, wait, that's not right. Interval width is not. Interval width should be like way less. We'll do 3 for now. The bird is probably not having a good life. Call bird rescue. They deserve to be happy and have somewhat mental. Well, that's, the thing is I actually think that they're pretty happy. That's just how dumb they are. Like, because there's 2 of them, and they've got good stuff to play with in the cage, and the kids are downstairs, so they do have people around them down there. They seem pretty happy. To me, they're not showing any signs of being unhappy or anything like that. But I feel like they should be out more, Like, I want to get him out more. That's kind of the problem there. It was even better before. He was probably too happy is really what it is. You know what else? I don't have the power meter on. Power meters. Show me the snapshot and the depth one. Oh, no. That's not the one that I want. That's not that power meter. It's... which one is this? Yes, 0921. Oh, okay. This is the large orders one. So it's this one that I want the power meters. Yes. Okay. Cool. And we'll just do a little, let's see here, make sure that they're okay. Short-term power meter is 30 seconds. I'm going to change that to 60 and 300. Okay. Well, there was a little bit of a mean reversion in the 10-year and made me think that maybe they were going to take off, but it came back down and is just skidding along the bottom again. I think I should be able to turn on my robot too, by the way. Let's see here. Yep, I have a J4, so I will enable J4. Israel COVID surge shows the world what is coming next, says Bloomberg. Israel, once a frontrunner in the global race to move on COVID-19, is now one of the world's biggest pandemic hotspots. Shouldn't they already be, done and over with it, though? I wonder what pets most traders keep. Probably dogs. You know what I'm starting to realize? It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you, this is a conspiracy. The cat people, they are trying to make their influence outsized, because when you go on the internet, you'd think everybody loves cats. Cats are like the thing on the internet, right? No, dogs are overwhelmingly more popular. Hey, AO, how you doing? How you doing? Make sure I got my financial juice running here too, by the way. A sell-off across rates markets is intensifying amid a deluge of bond supply in the US and Europe, tweets Bloomberg. Yes. So this is just a little bit more is that the impression that I'm getting from the news people overnight is that this sell-off in rates has more to do with more bond supply coming in. Excuse me. Should I read that? Will it let me read the whole thing? It will. Okay, cool. A sell-off across rates markets is intensifying amid a deluge of bond supply in the U.S. and Europe. U.S. benchmark borrowing costs climbed to the highest in more than a week ahead of a sale of $120 billion of debt starting Tuesday. The German 10-year yield surged to a 7-week high before Wednesday's sale of a new green security, and in the U.K., benchmark yields rose to their highest this month after government sold 4- and 50-year debt in an auction. These moves kicked off in the Asia session, with traders positioning for higher rates in New Zealand and Australia. That's setting the stage for the European Central Bank's meeting on Thursday, with investors bracing for a possible reduction in the pace of the central bank's asset purchase program. And it's a sign of pressure on fixed income markets as bond sales fire up once again after the summer break. Bond market issuance has returned with aplomb, and this, plus the pending risk event of Thursday's ECB meeting, is meaning that U.S. and European investment-grade credit and rates markets need to cheapen, said Peter Chatwell, head of multi-asset strategy at Mizuho International PLC. Anyways, he recommends buying 5-year treasuries and selling 30-year counterparts to target a widening of the spread. He's saying, buy the 5 and sell the 30. So he says that they're going to steepen. That would be this one and this one. That looks right. That's what it's been doing. Okay, now the equity market's not so happy about this, Elsewhere in Europe, let's see here. To target a widening of the spread to 140 basis points by year end from 116 basis points currently. Oh, wow. He expects it to widen a lot. But shouldn't that be... I don't know. E-mini been slipping since Monday, yeah, for sure. As it should be. I think that what might be happening right now in ES might just be like them.
Block buy.
Is trading open today? Yes, it is. Yesterday was a holiday. Today, things should be back in full swing. There's a YouTube channel with a guy that cuddles with his snapping turtle. What the fetch? For real? For real? Amidst this backdrop, Mark Nash, a money manager at Jupiter Investment Management, turned short from neutral on treasuries and bonds this week and is also betting against Australian debt. As long as growth is good and the Fed doesn't hike early, then bond yields can rise. At Mediolanum fund manager Charles Diebel is selling Japanese debt as the country's leadership race heats up, but says treasuries and bonds may not have much further to fall. Growth will remain impaired. Central banks are tapering, which moderates inflation risk, and the size of debt stock precludes a move to much higher yields. Curious. Wait. Come back. Where'd it go? I hate it when you come in and you're like, I was trying to grab the link. Well, I lost it. It's curious that the market is turning bearish treasuries here. It's like such a crazy head fake after that non-farms report. We can take it again. I don't snuggle my turtle. He's basically like a fish never held, never comes out of the tank, just eats and gets huge. Oh man, is he gonna does that thing get big? How big is he right now? I mean, how old is he? I guess you don't know, huh? Oh, there you go. You got to get another income stream and get a camera. Yes, you can get a camera and live stream your turtle 24/7. There you go. It's really crazy to me what you can, how you can make money from live streaming, and sometimes the things people do. Okay, that look at that. They are just, whoosh. Okay. Well, they hit a little bit into 31 there, but it looks like somebody's willing to bid there for now. Wait, Bitfinex Security says it's based in Astana, Kazakhstan? Really? I did not know that. Okay, we're below 133, man. I don't know. Woo, this is getting... Okay, now note that the yields are not increasing quite as fast as the treasuries are selling off. That's curious. It went from 45 grand to 75 grand, and now he's 150 and has been for about 6 years. Oh, okay. Oh, but did they grow for a long time? Does your turtle know karate? Oh, not grams, gallon tanks. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. So 150 gallon tank is a big tank. Like my wife was like, she wants a, well, when I was asking if we got a tropical fish tank, how big would it be? And she said that it needs to be at least 100 to 200 gallons. That's big. Like, you guys ever watch Graham Stephan? He made a video the other day, well, a couple of weeks ago now, I guess, where he walked us through his new house, because he's swimming in it, man. Like, it sounds like he did pretty good in real estate, and then he just killed it on YouTube. He's not the only one that's killed it on YouTube from real estate, surprisingly enough, which I find also really interesting. Why does YouTube gravitate to the real estate guys for some reason? Maybe they're just better salespeople. I don't know, but I digress. And one of the things that he had was a fish tank. I'm like, no, I wanted to be the rich guy with a fish tank. But he spent way more on the fish tank than I think I would. I think it was like $100,000 fish tank or something. Like, it wasn't like it wasn't because it was an enormous fish tank, but he went overload on every component. Like, he made got the nicest, most connected component for every little piece. And so it's a ridiculously expensive fish tank. But he probably doesn't ever have to do anything with it, so that's cool. So I'm super jealous. So Graham, if you're listening, we would like to come over. My wife would like to look at your fish tank. That sounded bad. Could we please include Gamera the snapping turtle in today's title? Oh man, I'm starting to wonder if the titles don't. Well, so here's the thing: is for a while they probably mattered, but I wonder if they don't matter anymore. I don't know. Okay, so this is still like 30 is not enough. Maybe I had it at 60. We'll try 60 seconds. Fish says, why is everyone talking about me? The tank smells like a... When I think picture, because Uzi's never sent me a picture of himself. Wait, has he sent me maybe he has sent me a picture of himself and I don't remember. But I picture like this Crocodile Dundee looking guy from Florida, you know. Florida's version of Crocodile Dundee. They should make a movie. They should make a movie where a guy from Florida goes and lives in Sydney, Australia. Huh? maybe not a good idea. Turtles got that dinosaur DNA. To say they just aren't very successful is kind of a truism. Like, yeah, obviously they're endangered, but considering their lineage, I think it's a sign. Oh, that sounds racist to me, Keller. That sounds racist. I cropped myself out of that picture. My wife took like 7 pics of us pulling the turtle out of the tank. I don't like sharing pictures of me. Okay. Wait, so then who's the person in the background? Must be a friend. And he's got a hat. Yeah, that's how I picture him, as a white guy from Florida with a hat. That's your brother. Okay. Like a classic Florida. Maybe not a white guy. He could be Mexican. I'm very olive. Oh, you are really? Yeah, in that picture, you can't really tell from the hands, but I like olive. Olive skin is really interesting to me. Like my ex had very olive skin, and it's so weird how, like, if she got tan in the summer, she looked so dark, but then if she wasn't tan at all, she was pure white. Are you a user of Apex Copy? I've never heard of that before. Visa reportedly aims to integrate Bitcoin payments in Brazil. Really? So it seems like they're back into like full pump mode in Bitcoin. No. Like for a long time, like people ignored it, and there was like the media wasn't that interested in crypto cryptocurrency headlines. And now all of a sudden it's back to every tiny little headline that they can come up with, they're pushing it. But I think the big thing is today that it becomes the official currency in El Salvador. And all of the people on the Bitcoin subreddit are supposed to be buying $30 worth of cryptocurrencies to support their decision. I think it's going to be a disaster. Like, here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen in El Salvador. It's going to look really good. It's going to look really good for like 3 months. And then the crypto world is going to crash again. And they're going to be so fucked. Why? Any idea why crypto tanked overnight? I really don't. But something that I'm noticing a lot recently is that seems like there's almost an intentional, should I say it like that? Yeah, it seems like it's almost intentional to pump Bitcoin during the low liquidity times lately. So doing it over a holiday weekend like Labor Day, yeah, you should expect to see one. I feel like that I'm missing something over here. Like these ones down in the bottom just don't look like sans serif 16. It's not bold. Huh. Sans serif 11. It's not bold. Also, this price right here is bolded. Like, what's with that? Maybe that's the bid depth. Like that one is really big. How come that's bolded? Where's the setting for that? That might be a bug. If I change this from like 10 and then back to 11. No. I'm a cat person, but I love Doge. Looks like they're trying to revert back a little bit. Seems to me it moved too far overnight for... Well, I'm thinking about... I don't know. So there's a lot of activity in the 30-year, by the way. I'm thinking that I could come over here and buy the 30 and sell the 5. Putting on a spread trade like that. In fact, I think it makes a lot of sense to do it right here, too. What do you guys think? Target a widening of the spread. I don't consider myself a typical Florida man. The only two things I could arguably share with a Florida man is the turtle keeping and a proclivity for construction. I don't drink any natty ice. I don't fish. I don't boat. I don't hunt. I've only eaten alligator maybe 3 times. Only only 3 times. To me, that's like, yeah, okay. That sounds like you're from Florida. I don't do meth or throw wild animals through the windows. You know what? I don't think that it's fair to say that meth is a characteristic of Florida. Man, God, I've seen some places, man, that with the meth is just whoosh. I don't know if this spread trade actually makes sense. So because on this latest move down, the 5-year went way harder than the 30. Way harder than the 30. I don't know if this guy's spread trade is probably a little more murky than it might seem. Because today, when I'm looking at my spreads, it's just across the board flattening. So we've seen many times here as a recent past when the bonds are moving down that we actually get steepening, which is the opposite of like what you would normally expect to see. It's like bonds should go down, they tend to flatten. But now we're actually getting like a true flattening move. It depends on how you look at a Florida man. I mean, everyone talks about a Florida man or Southerners, and it's like 80% of the people here are from up north and out west. Well, I don't think of people from Florida as like people from the South. Like Florida is very, very different from like Alabama or South Carolina, right? When I think of Florida, though, I think more like y'all live out in the tropical rainforest. It's like Gus says, "Good morning, folks. That chat with Gary changed a lot for me." Oh, really? I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I hope that hearing us go back and forth would like clarify in your minds some of those key problem points that we argue about in the retail trading space, you know? The saying is in Florida, the more north you go, the more south you... Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. I live in Central Florida and it wants to be New York City or LA, yeah. It's definitely not. Florida is its own place, like really. I feel like that Florida, especially the more central part of Florida, it's like I don't think of it as redneck or anything like that. It's just like its own thing. How do why does the circles? I shouldn't have so many circles. You know what? Interval width is the wrong meant one. For circle turners. There we go. Okay. That's a bit more like it. And I wonder if this interval 60 should be more like 300. That looks more like what I remember. Okay. Gary equals Gary Norton. Yes, we did an interview last week. We used to say redneck because this meant the guy worked outside, and now redneck means something like Beau of the fifth column, and he can be educated and informed but still dress like a blue-collar guy. That makes sense in that the South is vacation land and the North is normal people land, right? Well, the Panhandle is very different from the rest of it. That's, yeah. Oh, what happened over here? when I changed it, it reverted back to something weird. I think this column got smaller. Are there people who have followed his training in your community? Yes. So I think here in YouTube, I don't think too many of them have done his like full course, like the old Jigsaw course. I hope all you guys went and did the Yellow Jacket course though. But I have had the privilege of talking to a number of people though. Something that really stands out in my mind about Gary is that every trader that I've spoken to that tried to use his methods, it sounds like they've had some degree of success. Like I really think that he's teaching you things that are like objectively edges. You know, it's not like well, if we're in this pattern in this situation, it tends to work out. He doesn't teach it like that. He's teaching it like, you know, based on the queue and correlated instruments and things like that. Like the situations where when you read it, you really understand like there's a true edge behind it. And so from that perspective, you're I'm not going to say that like it guarantees that you're going to be successful, but I feel like it gives you a more of a fighting chance, right? Once you start to throw away the technical analysis and just get into empirical edges, you give yourself a much better chance. I've known 5 people who've died in the past 5 years from drugs. Wow. Dude, there was this one place in Missouri, this one road in Missouri where it was like every house was on meth, man. I swear. People were crazy. So, what do you think the ES will do on the open? Shall we do a poll? We'll do for the opening hour. You can watch age progress in mugshots. Yeah, that was another thing is when I came home and, you know, I saw on the internet like more of the tall tale cells of meth. Like I didn't realize when I was a missionary that it like eats your teeth away and makes you look older and things like that. All of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, I knew so many more people than I realized that were on meth. Okay, well, with 6 votes in already, you guys are 2/3 in favor of lower, which actually isn't that big when you consider that there's only 6. So that's 4 lower and 2 higher. I don't know if it's so simple. I am concerned that well, we could get an odd dynamic because I'm a little bit concerned about seasonal weakness here in the equity markets, you know? And a lot of economic indicators like Goldman Sachs cut their forecast, things like that. Neutral. Nope, no neutral. You have to choose. Will the opening hour, so from the 7:30 or 9:30 open to 10:30, will it be higher or lower? It's extremely unlikely that it will be exactly, right? Hmm. I keep clicking off here and not keeping track of Twitter. Well, for the moment, the treasuries are a lot quieter than they were. There's a pretty good downtick. It still looks very tilted to the downside, doesn't it? And I'm also noting that they're kind of increasing they're going with the E-mini too, which is kind of a little... The correlations at the moment seem pretty strong. I'm also getting some good volume coming into the 6J here. Dollar continues looking strong as well. Uzi would be, the personality would be the exact opposite of Sept, be more of a stoner. Yeah. I'm like I'm a little uptight, yeah. I feel that's the way that I often come off to people. Like when I'm sitting here and I'm trading, I think that we're fairly lighthearted and easy going about it, but I don't think that people would describe laid back as my personality, right? So that's a very common personality for a millennial. I have two neighbors, both clearly Star Wars boys that have identical personalities. That's interesting. You know what's something that is really weird to me is that I wouldn't call it my personality, but I'm very much more of a geek, tech geek, right? Really into computers and video games, and I'm not really so much into the, superheroes or Lord of the Rings. Like that, there's a lot of that. I actually kind of despise that whole thing. Like, there's all these people, like being a geek used to be about like, being interested in science and things like that, in computers, and now all of a sudden it's about dressing up in cosplay. So it's like that's the other side. We don't talk about them. But what I find interesting was that when I was in school, it seemed like I was like the only person that was really into that. Like there was like me and a group of like 4 or 5 other guys that were like really serious into learning about computers, and nobody else. And now with the younger generation, it's like everybody's like trying to steal my thing, like everybody watches anime. I've never been an anime geek either, but like all of the kids watch anime. It's a big thing among them. It's like a popular thing to like anime, which is so weird. Well, the 10-year took a good little jump up there. I'd say volume per tick still pretty healthy. Like there's 47.10 to take it there, right? But that also kind of means that a lot of what we're seeing is just kind of a little bit of random movement. I'd say Seth has a one up on my neighbors. Those two guys couldn't take care of their homes if their life depended on it. Seth seems like he cares about. I do. I wouldn't say that I'm good at the yard work or anything like that, but we do put a lot of work into it. We should be more consistent. So that's what we were doing last night. Was we had a garden, or I had a garden, and I put out one box. We were going to have 3 boxes, and then I should have just did it all at once and made the 3 boxes, but I only wanted to make the 1 box because we needed a place to put the dirt, and I regret doing that. And now we just let the whole garden get overrun. So last night we were ripping out all the weeds, and we'll put some poison down this morning, and hopefully not have to deal with that ever again. Mad deck building skills, I don't know. Like the thing is that I've done all of that stuff but never been like in charge of it. Like it's always been watching my dad do it. So like I would still like be looking everything up. One of my neighbor's roof is legit on the verge of folding in half. Jeez. He filed an insurance claim. That's crazy. Claimed for a re-roof and then got intimidated and never finished the process, so now he can't get a new roof. What? You don't file the insurance claim and pay someone else to do it? All right. Well, the 30 is knocking on the highs here. The 5 is much depressed. Trying to find someone, a landscaper or lawn company to tend to my garden. I have a show and a blow guy, but I can't find anyone around here who will show up. Really? Dude, around here, it's like if you're just out working in your yard, the landscapers will come and give you their card. They're freaking everywhere. Their roof has squirrels living in it. What? Fish is heading out. Oh man, 5 more minutes and it gets interesting, Fish. Well, that's okay. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, though. I don't know, man. This E-mini over here looking a little down today, wouldn't you say? You know what's a feature Jigsaw should add? They should add groupings. They should be able to say, like, if I reset the DOMs, if I click over here and I reset, it will only reset these ones. Like they're all in a group and it will affect all of them. Or like if I go in and I change a setting on one or a size on one, it'll change it on all of them. That would be so cool. There you go. There you go, Pete. There's my golden idea for you. That's probably a lot of work and probably not a huge amount of benefit, but it would be so cool. That offer in the 10 years seems a little bit overly skittish. It was a reasonable amount of volume long coming in here. So you know what? I need to do something. I need to fix something over here. Seemed like there was okay volume behind that up move in the treasury, but it's still a little indecisive, I think. I mean, I look back on this and be like, oh man, it was so clear that there was a huge uptrend at the beginning, and I don't know. Drives my wife nuts too, because this guy has a pool and we don't, right? But he just lets his backyard turn into a massive jungle, and his pool is the reason our block has a mosquito. Oh, that's terrible. When people that have a pool and they don't take care, man, on TikTok, there's this account where they clean pools for a living, and oh my gosh, crazy stuff, right? Some of the pools that I've seen there, it's like when you realize how much it costs to get it cleaned and how much it damages your pool to do that, like why don't you take care of it, people? Just don't have a pool. Good grief. See, here in Utah, the people that I know that have pools, they swim in it every day. Like owning a pool can be a personality in Utah. Okay, so there's the opening move in the E-mini. It does look a little bearish. I'm not seeing it like huge in the deltas yet, but water softener ain't nothing very enjoyable. So I when I get my house, you know, like one of the first things is, well, we got to get a water softener because you get really hard water over here otherwise, and it'll just ruin everything. So almost everybody in Utah has a water softener, but my wife, she comes from Texas, so they don't have water softeners. So like after we were working out, we're in the shower, and she's like, is the shower okay? Like the water feels slimy to me. That's what soft water is, dear. And she was like, oh, I can't tell the difference between the hard and soft. Yes, you can. You just don't know what you're looking for. You don't do nothing to Texas water. It's lost. Okay, so the E-mini initial move down, but it's mixed. It's pretty mixed so far. No ace today. I want to see ace trade this, man. This is where it gets real, right? Well, there's another good little negative excursion. Over here in the treasury, it seems like, they've moved up so much, but it's only a tick. It's actually only a tick. Caleb says ace is short. Oh, is he doing his other stream? I would hope he's short right now, but would he get his 2 ticks out of it? Well, if he was at 30, he probably would have, right? They getting clicky out there. I might need to adjust some of my filters now that we're in September. Oh, Caleb says, no, I'm kidding. I'm just betting that he'd be short. Yeah. He might have been able to have gone short on the open and actually looking at it, probably what might happen would have maybe, depending on when he came in, he might have tried taking it along and then having to flip back around, but then he still would have gotten a short. The Reuters has an article about some of the events coming in September that might harm markets. Let's see here. Taper down under, ECB meeting, Canada election. I forgot about that one. Fed taper high timeline, Norway to hike, Germany votes, Japan's next premier. Or the X date. Oh, is that the debt ceiling? Yeah. He does his own stream. Well, I don't think he necessarily does his own stream, but he still helps out with that other thing, right? Which he graciously, doesn't promote, which I appreciate actually. Someone I think found him on this stream, wanted him to help out with their marketing, and so I think he helps them a bit. It's not like a stream, but I think that they have like a live meeting or something for their subscribers to that. Look at that E-mini fighting right there. So when you look at the price action here in the E-mini, it seems like really, really negative and like people are selling like crazy. But we'll look at the deltas, actually. It's actually pretty 50-50. So, in fact, let's try one right there. Yeah, that is what I want to see after I get in a trade, isn't it? Nasdaq trader says he's done. This could flip all the way back up. It could be like really sideways. Because the order flow that I'm seeing right now doesn't really strongly suggest to me informed trading. It actually really looks quite a bit like noise at the moment. That doesn't mean that they won't get further excursion, but it does mean, say I had already been short, if I had gotten like 10 points, maybe I'd be thinking about getting out if I had gotten my targets and stuff. I don't know if this is a situation where I'd be really aggressive about trying to let it ride. But that might change. Maybe there's more. Let's see. Let's see here. I do see a couple of moves coming through here in some of the other instruments. Oil in particular is rising at the moment. And the dollar coming back there pretty strong, right? Oof. See, now look at that. It will like it pushed it down, but again, look at the delta. It's not actually lower. I wonder, maybe this interval at 300 is too much. Let's try 60 again. That's a bit more like it. So I'll show you over here. All right, you see that? There's actually, the market orders appear to be long, so the bids are pulling in order for it to do that. Now, why? Maybe it's a hedge. Maybe they're hedging and that's why it's long there. Could be, but I'm just reiterating that what I see in the order flow in the ES right now doesn't necessarily suggest informed trading to me. Okay, so some volume going through at 01 in the 10-year. They were kind of trying to tick it up and it held. One does tick up. Not a huge bid behind it though. Okay. So do you see it happening? There's some significant upticks and they're just pulling the offers. $31 looks pretty balanced over here in the 10-year, by the way. They're not stacking much either way. Well, actually, all of a sudden it changed because the 5 years ticking up. But I see a lack of liquidity. We have created a little bit of a hole here. Like if that 5 year ticks back down, that they're gonna fall right back into it very easily. E-mini's fighting for its life here. I think they want to buy it, but it's not quite there yet. No. Yeah, they might just get buried there now. It's lingering there too much. Half pulse. How would, if I was British, would I say not half pulse at? They didn't hit it though. Rutgers bars unvaccinated student from attending virtual classes. What? That's if they have virtual classes and they're not letting him attend them, that is retarded. Oh, they took me out finally. Oh, that's sad. Okay. Look at that. That seems to me that the order flow and the minis is not necessarily reliable at the moment. I'm going to try one more along here. Mm, 18 would have been better. I should just cancel that. Okay. I mean, I could understand if they're like, well, we don't typically do remote learning, and we're not going to do it just for you because you're unvaccinated. I could understand that. But if it's just, it's running all the time anyways, but you're not allowed to use it because you're unvaccinated, yeah, that's not okay. It's kind of one of these things, though, is like, oh, hold on. Okay. The humans very much have this propensity to want to try and control each other and to ostracize the other. You know, this is like a survival instinct of sorts. And liberals want to think themselves above such things. But anytime that you see these sorts of things happen, all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're just as bad as everybody else is. None of us are really immune to that. I think the thing that we don't realize is that it's so unconscious. It's such an involuntary reaction. Like as a person with ADHD, you get into a large group and they pick up on that you're ADHD right away. It's like almost automatic the way that they behave, and I don't think that any of them realize it. So that's what that is. By the way, the curve is steepening here a little bit again. So maybe that spread trade would not be too bad. Although I think you'd only be making $4 or $5 on it. Actually, that's not bad because the change that they're making, I think that it would be overall a $50 trade on the micros, at least. Good morning, Alex. How are you? By the way, thank you for all those timestamps on the Gary Norton video. I did put those in. They're doing it again. It's like you can see the push, the buy, the dip, the trying, and then all of a sudden it's like, they're lingering down here a little bit too long. Okay, Treasury downticks again at below 133 evens. Okay. Thinking I should come in and reset things. Bloomberg tweets the so-called sausage war that broke out between Great Britain and Northern Ireland earlier this year is yet to be resolved. What do you guys think about the sausage war between Great Britain and Northern Ireland? Who do you think has the best sausages? That was good. It was good to keep track of what I'm listening to as well. Yeah. You know, I remember I had that series of 4 videos about developing strategies. It was mostly for like automated development, but I think you can pull a lot out of it in discretionary trading too. And the first one was mostly about doing research. And I was like, you know, take notes, like take it seriously, like you're in a college course. And like seriously, it makes a huge difference. You know, like I did the Gary Norton course. I did that. And I was like the first, I don't know, I should check up on him again. You know, one of the only people to get 100% on it because I took it seriously. You know, a lot of traders, I don't think, you know, they don't take it seriously. They don't treat it like it's school. But you'd do so much better if you did. Oof. They get buried there, 133 evens. That one was a little different because they weren't, well, that I did reset it, right? So that one, the 30 and the 10 were just taking the initiative to move a little lower again. Now in the ES, we'll see if they can dig it out here or not. Oh, it doesn't look like they're going to. Let's see here. Netflix breakout above 600 on heavy volume, really? It's going to be interesting to see what happens to my larger stock portfolio today. They probably take a little bit of haircut because of the silver, but... UK's Glenn, the United Kingdom recognizes the need to be competitive in its taxes on banks. Press Secretary Jen Psaki, I don't know how you say her name. I don't think I've ever heard anybody pronounce it. Will gaggle aboard Air Force One en route to Queens, New York. That's what they call when the press gathers around her and they get to ask her questions. Here's another down tick. How precise is the source of NinjaTrader driven order flow in relation to time? I don't. So I'm going to say that it's probably fairly accurate in that the discrepancies that you're going to get might not matter. But the thing is there's really no way for me to quantify it, because in order to quantify it, we would have to be able to compare it to like the real data. You know what I mean? Like you would have to correlate with the logs on the exchange. Now apparently some people have done that. There was a study where somebody went and looked at categorizing data or orders as buy or sell orders during fast order flow, and they were able to correlate against the real data so that they could prove that their algorithm was more accurate than the algorithms currently out there. Note though that a big part of this was like if there's a buy or a sell in between the spread, when there's a spread. It's a little different with futures where the spreads are one tick, right? And so that's another part of it, is that because the spread is like one tick, the errors is very much minimized, right? Where you're going to get a discrepancy is like as it ticks up. There's going to be maybe a dozen orders or so that could come in right when the level 2 ticks up, that could determine whether it's considered a buy or a sell. It's in NT's best interest to be fast and accurate. Well, what I'm kind of talking about, Caleb, is like the orders feed. Okay, so the feed of every order that comes in, because every market order that comes into the markets, it should show it to you. Although it doesn't show you the market order, it shows you the fills on the other side. Keep that in mind. It's the fills, the numbers that are the fills, and you have to use a reconstructed tape to get what the market orders that create those were. Okay, and then when you're doing something like cumulative delta, it's not like they come in and they say, okay, this order that just came in, it was marked as a buy, and this order that just came in, it was marked as a sell. It doesn't work that way. They have to use what the best bid and ask was to say, okay, I just saw an order go through at 31, and since 31 was the best bid, that must mean that it was a sell order. But here's the thing, is the best bid, best offer, that's a separate feed. It's a separate feed. So there could be a situation where you see the 50 lots that come in at 31, and because that is ahead of the level 2, the level 2 in reality should have already been down, and those were actually buys and it shows it as a sell, or vice versa, that sort of a thing. So that's what he's talking about when we're saying like how accurate it is. It could be a difference of like after an hour, a few hundred lots. Is that really going to mess up your analysis? I would say that if you're within the margin of error for that you're probably trading the wrong strategy, right? But I do think that it's something, good to keep in mind, right? Okay, so here the E-mini appears to be holding some sort of a pullback or recovery, and once that became clear, and I was finally able to get a trade over in the E-mini to pull a little profit for me, the treasuries started selling very hard. Now, they still haven't wiped out all of the buying delta it was about 5,000 orders, and they're about even right now, but the 10-year did move lower, a good 2 ticks or so lower. So I would think this trend in the treasuries looks like a very structural, like there is just a really big imbalance between the supply and demand in treasuries right now. And earlier in the year, it worked towards treasuries moving up, and now it's working the opposite way, yeah? Wait, what does Nicholas Nassim Taleb say here? I am not angry, I am just an asshole. If you let people think that you're a total asshole, you'll never have to be one. Oh, really? Is that the way it works? I think sometimes I always used to think of myself as a very nice person, but as I've gotten, maybe it's because I've gotten older, or maybe it's because I just notice it, but I'm just like, sometimes I am a really big jerk. This E-mini recovery is a fake out. Won't be surprised if it dropped to 4,400. Wow, today, that would be something else if it dropped to 4,400. I'm not sure I would think that would be justified, but let's work it out. I think you have a good point that even though it looks like it's holding a bid right now, and the market orders in the ES are definitely positive, it's not very strong. I still don't see strong indications of informed trading, and so it would not take much to just flip it on its head again. That said, if current dynamics stay in place, I think that the E-mini will probably recover. Right? Like something else will have to come in to change that. Well, we are still, so you guys, 72% of you said lower. I don't know if I'm going to let you guys change it. No. It's the top of the hour. I'm going to end the poll. Okay. I wish it would tell you like the names. I'm going to end the poll. Okay. Yeah. I wish it told you the names, or as soon as you take it down, it goes back out. But the stream is in the first 30 minutes here. Yeah. This says complete. There it is. Okay. 72% of you said lower. So if in the next 30 minutes we get back above 45.30, then y'all's wrong, right? I'm not sure I could call it wrong, though. I think that we are going to see a bit of a recovery in the next 30 minutes, but I doubt that we'll get above 45.30. That would be a bit of a stretch, especially with the rates pushing down so hard. Is the 10-year going to get below 30? You already got your 20 points, so you're not so fussed. What price did you get short at? Or you campaign it a little bit, though. When I say campaign, what I mean is that like you're taking a longer term trade and you're taking little trades here and there as battles, right? There's battles, but it's not the war. So like, I was doing the battle over the taper, and then in the final battle we lost is what happened on that one. Okay. So now I think we're in a different, I think that the treasury market is in a different war now. Yeah. Could be wrong. It seems like a different trade to me. Like it's moving different, and probably the reasons for the trade is different, and the dynamics are just different. I guess we could say that it's the same in the E-mini. It's been tough. Okay, so they finally took 29.5 offer and they hit into 29. $45.40. Yeah, you were short from overnight then. Oh, but he's in Europe, right? So it wasn't an early morning for him. That was just like he went short right when he came in.
Block sell.
Oh my. 6K block sell at 29. Who mama? Yep. No, it was 4,500. It wasn't 6K. E-mini, I want to say it's still fighting it out, but it kind of looks kind of dead right now. He wants 20 more? Man, you're really letting it ride there, huh? I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, would it have been better to do the spread trade from here to here? Because if it would have been buying this and it would have been selling this, and like I would have made, I think I would have made $20 on this one and lost 2 on this one. Yeah, it would have been a better trade, I think, than what I took. I'm not sure if I should hold on the rest of the week. I can't predict that far out. I do see a lot of reasons for the S&P 500 to take a haircut here, for sure. But it's kind of like, can it actually happen? You know? Can it actually happen? Why are you giving her orders? She's not your slave, you know? Well, I would say here in the Treasury, that move down had some pretty crazy volume on it. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that somebody was buying from 133 even up and puked there. That's kind of what looks like happened, because it was some real volume pushing, and there was a little panicky. And then after that, after the 30, because 30 might be a spot where we get stuck, right? After the 30, they kind of pulled. Like that was squeezing activity for sure. For sure. I shouldn't say for sure. It seems likely that was squeeze activity. There you go. Hedging my words. Let's see what liquidity in Discord says here. You're probably not too happy, as he was along the treasuries. Or yeah, I thought you were already long. He says he's going long there. Oh, there comes my my stop. Yeah, buying the dip not working today. Well, that was a strong uptick there in the treasury. Just do it. Okay. I really, I'm looking over at the mini. Like there was some reasons why I took it where I did and everything, and I guess I would say that it wasn't like a terrible trade, but I don't really actually feel like I have a really true edge over there, you know. Analyze the markets for direction I follow. Okay. It's given your confidence in it moving lower, I would think that it's more than just that, yeah. Otherwise, why do you have any reason to think that it's going to keep going? By the way, on that last move down, there was a decent amount of negative delta on that one. Don't think it's enough for my bots to take a trade, but will my bot ever take a trade? I don't know. I'm starting to see a scenario in my head that is not very positive. I gotta be careful about how I say it, but the S&P 500 is pretty bearish this morning, and the treasuries are pretty bearish this morning. So if the treasuries interest rates rise and the economic environment is weak, what is that? Stagflation, right? And this scenario where interest rates rise on the markets and really, really pummel the markets, that's something that if it could really cause a lot of carnage. I would still say that for today, 4,400 is a little crazy. Should we come in here and try and figure out what our downside target should be? Chart. It's probably not set up right, is it? Nope. 30 minutes. And my scripts. Range estimate. Okay. So I see target number 1 at 45.06 and target number 2 at 44.81. You say 68. Well, that would be beyond my ability to start questioning things. But that kind of gives you an idea of the range, like what the VIX is saying we could move. That's basically what the VIX is saying we could move, right? So 45.06. So that kind of suggests there could be another little move down here, yeah? What do you think? You think maybe we could get... I'm not so sure about that one. Maybe. All right, fine. If I'm going to take a short, that's the easy spot. If the interest rate rises, many EU countries will go bankrupt. You know, because this is a statement that I see a lot in regards to these sorts of things, where we say, well, the interest rate can't rise because the countries wouldn't be able to pay it. And it's a good point, but that doesn't necessarily control the interest rate, right? Like if you're getting hyperinflation, if you're getting hyperinflation, they're going to raise the rates, right? Like they don't have a choice. Especially if because the downside of this is you don't raise rates and it leads to a larger economic crisis, and then you're really going to be screwed, because you know what's going to be worse than the countries having to pay a higher interest rate? What's going to be worse is them having no growth, right? Because this all works out over the long run as long as the growth rate is higher than the interest rate. And given that our growth rate tends to be above 2%, at least, like we're not getting the 3 that we want, but since it tends to be above 2%, there's plenty of room for interest rates to rise at least to 2%. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Most countries are already bankrupt. I am wondering, like, you know, the Chinese, for instance, the Chinese really think that these countries taking on all of the debt and everything is a strong indication of how weak capitalism is becoming, right? And there's probably a lot of people in the United States that think that that's a strong indication of how capitalism is going. I think that It's probably a little bit more of we were kind of put in a tough situation and we made a tough choice, and that tough choice may create a cycle that is not positive for us. This doesn't mean that we can't climb out of it. You know, China has a capitalist economy more so than the US. Yeah, but have you seen the stuff that they've been doing over there in China over the past 2 weeks? Holy crap. Like, holy. So, and this, by the way, is another, for you guys in the E-mini, I think this is a problem. Man, am I going to lose? Am I going to lose on the short too? Yeah, this is going to be hilarious. The E-mini just hates me. Those are all sim trades. So I'm not going to stress out over it too much, but I want to feel like I have something going on in the E-mini, and I don't. At least not on the risk parameters that I'm using. Anyways, man, so something that we've seen a lot lately is that, like, overnight markets will rise a lot overnight, right? That was for a long time they say, you make more money if you just buy at the close and then ride the overnight wave, right? That hasn't been the case last week or two, has it? So often we're down overnight and then we recover in the US markets. So what I think that kind of comes down to is, I don't think that you can expect the support from growth in China to help your equity out as much anymore in the E-mini. And then that could be a problem. Because they're doing crazy stuff over there in China. Like you kids, if you're under 18, you can only play 1 hour a day on the weekends. That's so crazy, right? That they can even like impose that kind of a rule is like, what? But that's the way it goes in China. So that is a decision that China is very much making the conscious decision. You can see it, and the way that she is talking and stuff, that they're going to be making things to support their lower class. They're redistributing wealth. They have this really rich group, and they want that money to go down to the lower class. And I don't think that they care what it does to the economy in the short term, right? Which means, yeah, probably a lot of capital is gonna come out of China, and then we'll see when all of the capital comes out and their growth slows, if they're still like cool with it or not. See how that works out for them. What I'm seeing right now looks a lot like your typical far left communist policies that hurt growth. What do you mean it's good? I will send my children to China then. Okay, like if you want to limit how much your children play video games, that's perfectly fine. But the government dictating it, you don't think that's that is just so alarming to me, man. Whew. So crazy to me. There's quite a bit of volume down there in like the 27 halves, 27 areas. It was like that back when, before the low was like 31. I want to have even less than an hour. Well, I let the kid watch TV. Probably let the kid watch more TV than he should. But you know what he really likes to do is he just likes to be in the backyard. He loves to be outside in the backyard. That's his favoriteest thing. Half of the day is spent whining about being in the backyard or not, and trying to get out there. And us saying, no, it's too hot, I don't want to be outside. He doesn't bother him. Like, surely he gets out there, he's hot, right? Surely he feels hot as me, but you'd never know it from looking at him. He acts like it doesn't faze him. By the way, I should probably turn my laptop on here. Well, so far, I haven't been stopped out, but I've had a lot more unfavorable excursion than favorable excursion in the E-mini, haven't I? Actually, those other two trades. Where is my? I don't even have it up. Do I not even have one up? Yeah, I don't even have one up. Okay, so how much FMFE did I get? Okay, so on the last one, the buy, I actually got 11. So that one was just like a bad luck. It's like it all of a sudden goes quiet. I'm like, am I missing something? Am I supposed to be doing something? Did I lose track of my thoughts again? I think we're good. Okay. Is that another tick up there in the 10-year? Yes, it was. Well, they've been at 30. They've been bid 30 half a little bit before, but you look better than ever with that beard. I need to shave. So this is at the level where it's uneven and it just needs to be trimmed a little bit, maybe, if I was like trying to be serious about it. But if it gets any longer than this, it starts to get scraggly and I don't like it at all. You mean he's sure quiet right there? I think I got my Vista chart all fixed. That looks correct to me. That's what I want to see. Really nice color. Look, the color of the beard, really? My hair is ash. Isn't it interesting? Got a little one hair there that's like kind of really curved and poking on me. But it's like dark ash. There's no color to it. It's not brown at all. It's just really desaturated blonde. They're firming up there now too. Although with the way that the treasuries are going, treasuries, especially during the regular, non-summer hours, really like to do this. Like, well, let's see here. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ticks down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks up, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ticks down. So pretty, what is the word? Consistent, I guess. So if that is the case, then we should expect it to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 31 would be about the spot. Watch it break the pattern, though. Watch it break the pattern. Caleb says he has a blonde hair and a black beard. Yeah, that's interesting. No, probably tomorrow I'll trim it. Back to the 4 o'clock shadow look. Especially at the back, man, the side of my head needs to be shaved. Ooh, by the way, I didn't notice there, but when the E-mini took it, when the 10-year treasury took its drop, gold got destroyed there and lost the 1800 level again. There's a decent amount of volume going in there. 30.5 too, by the way. Ticks up instead. If it touches 133 even, then that would be a pretty break. I would say that would be enough to say the pattern is broken, but pattern doesn't matter anyways, right? Very, very likely to not hold. But the treasuries do like to kind of be symmetric like that. Are you gonna tick it or what? There you go. Okay, so let's reset things again. Financial Juice, around this time, releases these like fear and greed indexes for various markets, and I would really like to know more about how they get to that, and if it's really worth anything or not. They're saying the crypto index was extreme greed. I'm still in this trade over in the E-mini, and I'm kind of fed up of it, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like, let's just take it off at -8 ticks and to hell with it. You know, I just don't want to mess with it anymore. I'm gonna hold it. It's gonna hit the stop for the target. We'll see. Open a savings account with that. You know what? We need to talk about the Yada thing more. I should make a video. Maybe I should go and put like a really large sum of money in my Yada account and see what happens. It could be fun. I think that most of you guys here that are regulars on the stream, you've already done it. But if you're new and you haven't tried Yada out, what it is it's a savings account. But instead of paying you in interest, they give you lottery tickets each week based on how much money you have in the account. And your winnings, so the amount of money that you make from being in savings is randomized a bit. But statistically speaking, you'll make more than the 1% interest rate that everybody else is giving you. And they have like a little referral system. So you go and you use my code Speculator Seth, and you'll get 100 tickets, I think, which often comes out to like $10 in winnings for most of you. And then you can, so you basically, I'm giving you money, basically, like we both get money from it. And then you can turn around and you can like add your spouse and your siblings and your mom and dad, like convince them all to set it up, and yeah, it'd be like a decent $50 or so. Most people, I would say, like, because my mom, she started doing it. I would say most people, if you put some effort into sharing it with your friends, you make about $50 from it. So I have the link. Well, Win just posted the link there, but there's also a link in the video description, or you can just go and install the application on your phone, and when you put in your referral code, just put Speculator Seth. Man, liquidity is certain that we're going to go to 134. Well, or did come back quite a bit there. Like that is like well beyond. Well, I'm going to say let's hold off on making any conclusions yet. It would be completely possible for them to go and tag the high of the day, right? Looks like there's two sides to this thing today, though, yeah. One thing I should say is that I should have had this out there the whole time. Before we know, everybody will be Christmas holiday shopping. We don't need more stuff, so maybe a savings account would make a nice holiday gift account. I don't know if it would make a good gift. I'm going to be, Christmas this year is going to be weird because the drop off in consumer sentiment and everything over the past month is really something else, right? It's really something else. Alligators, as I like your optimism, but I wouldn't bet on that. Too far overnight? Yeah, it might be. Oh, I did get stopped out of it finally. You know what? I feel better about not being in that now that I'm not in that trade. Those three, so I'm not gonna mess with the E-mini anymore. I don't know. I'm looking at this trade here in the 10-year, and I'm still thinking, like, I think I would rather be long the 30 and short the 5. But it's just kind of like, do I really want to hold that, or do I want to continue messing with outrights all week? Like, it would be fun to do a spread trade, but I'm just not sure if that's the most productive use of the capital. Maybe if I had a better spot. Like when I first thought about the trade, that's when I should have done it. At the moment, right here with the 30-year where it is, I don't know if it's as good of a trade. As good of a trade. Because you probably can just get a lot of chop around the 30. If not excursion, so... Let's Bitfinex posting here. Okay, so he has the headline from earlier in the year: U.S. regulators subpoena crypto exchange Bitfinex Tether. Now today, Tether executives said to face criminal probe into bank. That was July 26th. And that's nothing's changed. Nothing new. He's not posting anything new. As of the reporting date, Tether Holdings is limited as a defendant in 4 ongoing legal cases, the outcome of which cannot be reasonably, reliably estimated by management, and any contingent liability has not been accrued. Management's accounting policy is to value assets and liabilities at historic cost plus any accrued interest and less any expected credit losses or otherwise the redemption value where applicable. The realizable value of these assets and liabilities could be materially different if any key custodian or counterparty incurs credit losses or substantial illiquidity. Yeah. Gotcha. Anyways. Oh yeah, an easier, more affordable holiday gift idea. Get your traders gonna trade mug. Yes, that's now you're thinking when. We need to come up with a list. Top gift ideas for traders. Give them a book. Probably the top idea would be to buy them a book, right? Liquidity in the Discord says, just wait, Yellen is about to announce all bonds will now be NFTs in about 69 minutes. And then they're just gonna skyrocket out of here, right? Oh my gosh. How do I respond to that one? That one's hilarious. Laugh. Alligator did it too. It's good to have Alligator back. He just disappears, turns off completely during the summer. But he's always been in the Discord from the very beginning. So what do you think about the E-mini here? You think that, AO was talking like they're just going to go all day, right? Do you think they're even going to make it to that first downside target at 06? Well, let's say 45.05 for, to make it even. Will the E-mini touch 45.05 today? Make a TA is for losers. You know what? We should make one. Let's not say TA is for losers. Let's just say TA is what do we call it? What is it called? TA is astrology for men. That's what we should put on a shirt, man. Let's see. I'll go out and see if I can get somebody to maybe make something a little different. Something that would go well on a shirt. Would anybody want to be out and about with a shirt like that? I would certainly love to wear it on stream. I think I'm going to make that just so that I can have one. Well, E-mini like in there, right there. Yeah, pretty good trend, yeah. What you want me to stop it? I could buy it here and they'll turn around, probably. Probably. Okay, down, pretty significant downtick across the board there in the 10-year. They didn't hit into 31 though. You want to see what they'll do at 20 and a half? Well, we got 15 minutes left. They can be interesting in the treasury. These sorts of things tend to go all day, but I don't know. Maybe it's just done. Maybe they just kind of like sputter out at 133 even. Still thinking about that spread trade. I'm pretty sure that I can do it. What do you think? I'll put one right there. I'll put one right there and we'll see if they fill me. RTY was weird. Really? So let's come over here. Who's the laggard today? ES is the laggard today. RTY, well, they're all down, but RTY is not down nearly as much. 1.14 versus 0.14 versus negative 0.35 in the ES. They're kind of sorting things out. Biggest decliner today is Ethereum. Yes, sir. Ethereum getting hammered really hard here today. Bitcoin too, below 50K again. And then the 6J and ZN are big movers today. Put 6 figures in a long position on Ethereum. I should, huh? There's some volume going through there in the 10-year micros at 1.381. ETH bull is 3 times leverage, really. Sal, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while, bro. How's it going? Back now, it's September. People coming back. Okay, so I did get my fill there in the 30-year. Curious. But the 5-year did not move. The market doesn't know what it's doing today. Yeah. Just been trading RTY. It was an okay weekend. I didn't really accomplish a whole lot. We did some yard work. I didn't do any videos or anything like that, though. That 133 even kind of firmed up a little bit. E-mini. Oh, you know what? The trend here in the E-mini on the upside has been remarkably consistent, isn't it? Remarkably consistent. I just keep an eye on that. Interestingly enough, our R squared is actually at its lows. Pretty rational stuff filling the missing untraded zones. Yeah, you know when I think about today, I totally see that we should have more activity, and that the market made some pretty reasonable like macro calls today. right? But there's not like any huge news. We got supply later today, right? What else? Let's come back and look at the weekly schedule here, because Wednesday we've got the 10-year bond auction. Also, FOMC member Williams is speaking Beige Book. Thursday we got 30-year. PPI is on Friday. Really? Okay. So we're actually fairly light on economic news this week. So that could make it slightly churny. Although we should just note that the treasuries had a really solid amount of activity today. And yeah. Sorry, Mr. Market Maker, you're going to have to fill it. So I'm not going to pull it. David Velke, that's a new name. How are you? Coming in towards the tail end of the stream, just to warn you. We usually, well, actually right about right now is usually when we quit. I think we're okay for a few more minutes. I would really like to see that, the other side of my spread here in the 5-year fill, though. He's trying to scare it out. The market maker is... So he doesn't actually want to take it. He doesn't want to take on the inventory, but you're going to have to. Better late than never. There you go. Well, we start at 8:20 Eastern time, so it's been I don't know. We had fun today, but it is starting to kind of feel quiet, don't you think? Look, I am my one lot is single-handedly holding the 5-year micro treasury futures down. Like you could probably hit me at 8:38 and take it off at 8:40. Probably pretty likely. Like since the 10-year just went offer at 31.5. Yeah, kind of slow death here if you try to force it. Well, I have to say, if you caught the dip, of course, it was by the time I had given up and I was trying to go short. But if you had caught the dip in the ES, I think you'd be feeling pretty nice right now, right? Got a good 10-point up move, remarkably consistent. It could keep going, but I'm getting signs now that they're stuck in the mud around the 45.20 area. So where is Ace? We just didn't see him today. Probably getting the kids off to school. He hasn't been showing up every day. It's been like every other day lately, so. The pressure is definitely coming more in the 10-year yields. That's interesting. I need to come. So I totally understand this push and pull thing that John Grady talks about in his book. Not to give it away, but if you've never purchased the beginner's course from No BS Day Trading, as I highly recommend. If I were to put 1,500 lots at 16.5, I would probably get filled over here in the micros. If I had that kind of money, nobody would do that, but I can see wanting to create the pressure so you can get the fill. Though that would be spoofing, wouldn't it? Would that be in the arena of spoofing? Okay, here we go. There's 617. So my one little one lot, you got to take it. He's got to be sitting there like, why are these retail traders holding limit orders now? There we go. Thank you. Thank you. And on these two, so let me see here. How do I... I don't have it. I need to... I want legs. There we go. I want legs on. Says it cannot enable exit legs. Okay. Whatever. I have to go back in Jigsaw and see the legs features. It's been a good day. Well, you've had a good day, AO. But you've had a good month, haven't you? Based on what you told us. Or no, I have to be. It's not like to bash on your or anything or say like you're a liar, but since I always hold everything to be like empirical evidence, for me to really say like for sure AO did it, I need to see the broker statements. But from what you've told us, it sounds like you've done really well. And your swings are pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. All right, guys. Well, it is time for me to get going. I'll put something today about the summer trading is over. I don't know. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay